Coming up on Inside Education, athletes from around the county come together to compete for medals and honor. We'll take you there. Also, these girls are not taking a traditional path when it comes to making a career choice. We'll take you to this year's Girls Can Camp. But first, steps are being taken to ensure that your child is safe in school. It involves the school district and local law enforcement, and we'll explain. It's all coming your way here on Inside Education. Hello and welcome to Inside Education. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Helena Tyler. First on Inside Education, it's a scene that is becoming far too familiar across America. A child with a gun at school, and in some cases, becomes deadly. It's because of situations like this that has prompted law enforcement agencies from coast to coast to develop new ways and tactics to help maintain the safety of children during the school day. In its ongoing effort to ensure safe schools and learning environments for its students and employees, Mobile County Public Schools is beginning several new safety initiatives. One of these is the ALICE training program. The school district will be training its personnel this summer in the program, which is designed to offer survival-enhancing options to more proactively handle the threat of an aggressive intruder or active shooter. In addition, the Mobile County Public Schools Security Division has joined other officials from local and regional law enforcement, fire rescue emergency management, and government entities to form a safety committee and discuss the effectiveness of policies and procedures. Well, joining us now to talk about these and other school safety initiatives is Mobile County Public Schools Director of Security, Andy Gatewood. Mr. Gatewood, thank you for joining us today. If you could, tell us about the partnership the school district has established with law enforcement for this project.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, first of all. And what I like to say is we're very excited. We're here at Davidson High School today and tomorrow and a couple of days next week. And this is a collaborative effort. We're training over the course of the next 2 weeks 200 folks to be trainers for the ALICE Training Institute or the ALICE program that we're going to institute in the Mobile County Public School System. What we're doing, this week we have 6 high schools and their feeder patterns. And next week we'll have the other 6 high schools and their feeder patterns. And what we've asked local law enforcement officers for those particular precincts and areas where those schools are located to join us in this training, because when, in the unfortunate event, if we ever have an incident that requires emergency response of this nature, whether it be an active shooter or some kind of other incident, we want our local law enforcement partners to know exactly what we're doing and as far as what our lockdown procedures and evacuation procedures and things of that nature are, so that when they come on campus, they are well informed and can help us in those events.
So what does this mean for the safety of our public school students?
Well, this is a proactive approach that we're taking. My dad had a saying about certain things that it's better to need it and not have it than to have it, or have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And that's kind of the way I see it, this particular training. This is training is a little bit unusual. We're contracting with this company to provide training that we hope we never have to use. We hope that we never have to put this into practice. However, it is very important that we are prepared. We would be remiss if we did not prepare our students and our staff members to be ready and cognizant and aware of things to look for and exactly how to react if we ever have an incident of an intruder or active shooter or some other emergency incident. We want to prepare the kids from the time that they start elementary school, 4 or 5 years old, so that by the time they graduate, these drills and these things become second nature. Again, it's something we certainly hope that we never have to use in a practical situation. However, we have to be prepared just in case.
Well, this sounds like a large undertaking. Exactly how is the training being funded?
Well, fortunately, in the fall of this past school year, I was approached by a couple of folks in the school system, Ms. Treba Young and Ms. Denise Reamer and Michelle Collier and some other folks who asked me to sit on a Title IV committee. And Title IV is a new funding source to the school system that allows for several different things. One of the areas of the funding source is the safety and health of students. or what is called healthy and safe students. So a part of what we were able to do is use the money for equipment such as cameras. We installed a walk-through metal detector at one of our alternative schools, but another part of what we can do and what we can use the funds for is training, such as this training. My 12 resource officers and myself attended this training last summer, and we saw the utility of it. However, our obstacle was figuring out a way to impart this training on over 50,000 students and over 7,000 employees. We've been able to, through the Title IV funding source, contract with this Alice company, Alice Training Institute, to buy licenses for online training, and we will blend that with some hands-on training. And the folks that are training here today, tomorrow, and next week will help us provide that hands-on training to our staff and our students.
Thank you, Mr. Gatewood, for being with us today. Well, students at Blount High School recently found out what it's like to experience an emergency and test it themselves on how to react and respond. Students in Blount's Healthcare Access Program assisted fire and rescue responders in a mock disaster on the school's campus. The drill simulated an accident involving a school bus and allowed students the opportunity to learn from those who respond to emergency situations on a daily basis.
We've got our students who are Healthcare Access Program, our Signature Academy students being the first responders. We've got 3 cities, Saraland, Pritchard, Mobile, with their EMS, their evacuation programs. And it's all a big program. We brought all of our students out to see it, and what we want them to walk away with is some real life scenarios on what happens during emergencies.
Really, in reality, we are trying to get the kids to understand that this is not a joke. This is real life. And also, a lot of kids don't understand that drinking and driving, or also just playing on a bus, can be very, very hurtful.
Other Blount High School students donning fake blood and injuries served as the accident victims. Students in the Healthcare Access Program can earn certification as nursing assistants before finishing high school, preparing them to enter the workforce to continue their education on the college level. And annually, the month of May is graduation month here within the Mobile County Public Schools. And as always, thousands of friends and families come out to show their support and offer well wishes and congratulations to graduating high school seniors. Well, this year, 3,679 seniors crossed the stage to earn their diploma. Those seniors earned a combined total of about $140 million in college scholarships. Mobile County students also earned more than 14,000 career credentials during the 2017-18 school year. And one graduate found a way to cross the stage despite being hospitalized during her school's graduation ceremony. Cynthia Petway, a member of LaFleur High School's graduation class, participated in the school ceremony via robot. The robots are available at the University of South Alabama's Children and Women's Hospital for use by hospitalized students. Petway was able to control the Segway-like robot from the hospital and see inside the arena through a tablet perched atop it. Congratulations to Cynthia and all of the class of 2018. Well, Mobile County Public Schools rolled out the red carpet recently to honor its teachers, students, and business partners with its annual It Starts With Us award ceremony. The awards recognize business partners who have given their time to volunteer at local schools. Austal USA was honored as Partner of the Year during the ceremony at Murphy High School. Austal, a manufacturer of warships for the U.S. Navy, has donated thousands of dollars of materials and supplies towards educational programs to the schools. And scholarships were presented to 3 seniors in honor of retiring Superintendent Martha Peak. Well, not only were business partners and teachers recognized, but students were recognized as well. Each year, the Mobile County Public Schools recognize student leaders for their outstanding contributions at school and within the community. The student winners are acknowledged for academics, leadership, and volunteerism. Well, during our broadcast, we would like to introduce to you 4 winners. The first, it starts with the Me Award recipient, Celia Archer. She's a 5th grader at O'Rourke Elementary. During her spare time, she volunteers at local homeless shelters, distributes water to the homeless, and created a community cafe at her church to feed the community.
Cecilia is the type of person, when she walks into the room, she lights up the room, and she always looks for ways to make people feel comfortable and looks for ways to better the world around her.
A lot of our church is in our school district. As she knows that some of our kids at school go home on the weekends with backpacks from food from other churches. And she's like, well, what do they do during the week?
So one of the questions she brought to us is, what can we do to make ourselves basically into a melting pot? And one of the ways that you do that in community is that you bring people around a table. You feed them.
I had like this huge idea where I wanted like to get a building and a big elaborate plan, so I got a small section of it to where we could feed the homeless.
And so she went to some of our members of our church and asked if the kitchen could be used during the week.
I thought it was brilliant. You find a way to erase the differences, the fears, the walls that we put between ourselves. And so that was initially part of the idea that she brought to the vestry.
And they started having meals on Wednesday night. They serve on china dishes, they use real silverware, they give a dessert, a salad, a side.
Now we're starting to like work our way up, because now we're doing haircuts and they can wash their clothes, and we have music.
And it started small, and now we're feeding about 80 to 100 people every Wednesday night.
Well, most kids her age don't think that they can do something or make a difference in the world around them because they are young and because they are a kid. But she took it upon herself not only to create the idea, but to look for the resources to accomplish her goal.
And so it starts with Cecilia because she's not afraid to step into that space. She's not afraid to reach out to you where you are. She may not have an immediate fix for it, but she'll stay there with you and she'll try to figure out a way to help you. And so in that way, it starts with her, and it will always start with her.
She is our future. And if our children don't believe that they can make a difference, then our future is very bleak. But with children like Cecilia, knowing that she can make a difference at any age, and even with the limited resources that she has now, as she grows and has even more resources, she's going to make a huge impact.
She consistently shows people like myself who may focus on what we can't do, she shows us what we can do. And so I would follow her anywhere. She's as much a minister in our community as I am.
Well, don't you go anywhere, because when we return after the break, we'll tell you why these girls are saying yes we can to some unique career choices. Stay with us. More Inside Education in a moment.
So, Nicholas, how was your day at school today?
It was great. We had fun in class today.
So, what did you do differently today at school? I mean, any new projects?
We got a progress report today.
You got your progress reports today? So, how did you do?
Don't know.
You don't know. That's okay. We can check that right here. Wow. Nicholas.
When parents are involved in school, you get more of this and less of this.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Education. Thank you for joining us. At this time, we would like to take a moment to introduce to you our Next It Starts With Me award winner. Our second elementary school award winner is Carolyn King of E.R. Dixon Elementary. She is a member of the National Elementary Honor Society and has created community library book bins at locations such as the Ronald McDonald House, St. Mary's Home, and the Alabama Baptist Children's Home.
I'm sifting through emails and I see an email from a student. I say, oh, so I opened it. It was from Caroline King, and she requested a conference with the principal to discuss her service project. So I said, oh, I have to make time on my schedule. I gave her an appointment, and she, along with her counselor, Ms. Summer Davis, came to my office.
And Caroline had her legal pad and her notes, and Ms. Ken said, okay, Caroline, speak to us.
Well, I wanted to give back to the community. I loved reading, and I wanted to give back to the community. I made a connection between the two, and then I made the bedtime book bins.
And she went through just like a professional adult and told us everything she wanted to do and why she wanted to do it.
Well, I do service at the Ronald McDonald House. Once I went with my cousin to go serve dinners.
And she noticed that all children were not in the same situation as her. They didn't have easy access to books, and they were fighting many obstacles in life that she could not fathom. And so she said she wanted to give back.
At such a young age, not to think just about yourself, but to be thinking of other people around you, and to notice that there are students that don't have that, and that to want to put that into their hands.
In any situation she's put in, she has those ideas, that curiosity, that imagination to come up with a way to make things better.
She feels like when she reads a book, she's able to travel somewhere to keep her mind off things herself, and she thought she could offer that to those children.
And I was speechless. I believe Miss Ken may have been too.
She said that she was astonished. She loved the idea.
I didn't have to ask many questions about it because she had already done her homework on this project.
The press register, we called them, and that's how we got the bins. We got old newspaper racks, we sanded them, we painted them with the blue paint, and then we took some glow-in-the-dark stars and put them on.
Her energy is infectious. You can see that she influences others with that energy.
And it was going well. We had the bins set up throughout the school, and boys and girls would be coming in every day with books in hand.
I thought that I would reach my goal of 1,000. I didn't know that I would get 1,200 though.
And to even the other kids in the classroom, it sort of opened their eyes to that it's not just them, but there are things that they can go out and do and make a difference.
It just warmed my heart to be able to see students respond to her service project.
We were just taken aback and we had chills. It was amazing, so sweet.
It starts with her because she thought not only of herself, but she thought of something that she thinks is important and enjoys, and she is spreading that out throughout the community.
So if you have a business plan as a fourth grader, you're going places. So I just want to be a part of whatever she's doing. I want her to, hey, call on Miss Ken, I'm your fan. I will support her in whatever she's doing.
Caroline is also a member of her school's cheerleading squad team, soccer team, and technology team. And Mobile County Public Schools got some big news recently for its JROTC STEM Leadership Academy, held every summer at Spring Hill College. The National Science Foundation awarded the program with a grant of nearly $1 million to fund the camp for the next 3 years and study how it helps develop the regional workforce in science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics fields. Mobile County Public Schools has partnered with STEMworks LLC and the University of Southern Mississippi to propose the grant and conduct the research. The week-long residential camp, which is in its 4th year, is designed to increase awareness of STEM career opportunities and the career skills needed to secure those jobs. Well, once again this year, the Mobile County Public Schools and Alabama Power are teaching girls to say, yes, I can. It's all part of a 1-week camp called Girls Can Camp. The camp introduces 29th grade girls to careers in the construction industry, such as welding, electrical work, plumbing, and pipe fitting. The participants also got the opportunity to learn from and ask questions from those women who are working in the industry. This is the 8th year the Girls Can Camp had been held at the Bryant Career Tech Center in Irvington. Our Next It Starts With Me award winner believes in helping out her neighbor when there's a need. One notable project she undertook was helping out the students in Houston, Texas, after their school was damaged by Hurricane Harvey. The middle school It Starts With Me winner is Isabel Raymer of Phillips Preparatory School.
When we heard about Hurricane Harvey dumping all that water on the Houston area, I thought of a former student teacher that I had had, and I contacted her to see if her school had had any damage. And she said no, that her school was fine, but her sister-in-law's school in Friendswood, Texas had sustained a lot of damage.
44 of Clear Creek ISD's 45 schools were damaged by the floods, but the one with the longest road to recovery is Brookside.
Honestly, it kind of reminded me of renovation in a way that like there was dust everywhere, and that like, especially the gym, because the gym was really similar to our old gym. It had the same coloring and everything, and so it just kind of made me feel like that could possibly be us, because our school used to be that old, and so it just kind of like reminded me of that.
And we all just sort of thought, wouldn't it be a great idea if we could do something to help the kids at that school, because some of them had even lost the walls in their homes. There was sheetrock, piled outside of their homes.
That really stood out to me, because I know that my parents, and especially my grandparents, their lives were like very much changed by Hurricane Katrina, because they lived in the New Orleans area at that time. And so it was just an opportunity for me to help people in a way that like I never thought I could.
I think it just opened their eyes to other people suffering and how they can help them. Even though we live here and they live there, you can still make a difference. And even the smallest donation can make a difference for somebody.
So we came up with the idea of having a t-shirt fundraiser. So we designed a shirt that had a bulldog in a pirate costume, because we're the Phillips Pirates, and the kids jumped on board, and Isabel kind of took control of trying to keep all that organized.
The video production team really brought life to the project, and they really helped me spread it through all grades.
And then it wound up that we could send a nice check to Brookside Intermediate School to help the kids there.
I was just given the opportunity, I was given the funds, because our student body is so amazing. They come together when they really hear about a disaster that's happened like Hurricane Harvey. And I just really feel like with this great student body, just like all together, the atmosphere that we have at this school, it just really supports any kind of community project that we have.
When you do something for others, you don't always get a tangible response or reward, but hopefully the kids, got a real taste of how great it is to be able to do something for others and not really expect anything in return.
Well, I think Isabel's our future, and when you turn on the news at night, it can be sort of depressing, but every day when I come to work and I look at these 8th graders, I have a little bit of hope about what the future looks like. So I think that in itself is a good thing for It Starts With Us, because I think our future is bright if these kids are going to be leading it. So especially Isabel.
Thank you for being with us. When we returned after the break, it was a time for giving back and a time to recognize a few employees for doing just that. This story and more after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Inside Education.
It's a fact. Bullying happens. Bullying can lead to serious physical and emotional pain. But there are some things you can do to prevent or stop it. Stand up for the person who's being bullied. Let the bully know that it's not cool to pick on others. Take action by reporting the bully to a teacher or principal. In the end, when you help someone who's being bullied, you are also helping yourself.
And welcome back to Inside Education. Well, hundreds of area high school special needs athletes brought their A game to this year's Mobile County Special Olympics track and field competition. Close to 400 athletes representing 52 schools from throughout Mobile County came out to compete in this year's contest. The Mobile Police Department opened the ceremonies with the torch relay. The winners from the events will go on to represent Mobile County in the state's Special Olympics competition. And 6 exceptional Mobile County Public School employees were honored recently when their names were added to the Giving Tree. The tree was established to honor teachers and administrators who go above and beyond in serving our students. The Giving Tree was created in 2011 and is on the wall in the lobby of the Academic Affairs Building at Central Campus. Well, throughout our broadcast, we have had the opportunity to meet some of the It Starts With Me award winners. We now would like to introduce to you our final winner. Our high school honoree started a mentoring program to assist young African American girls with their desire to pursue advanced placement courses. Our final It Starts With Me award winner is Maya Nobles of Baker High School.
Maya does everything with a passion, and she looks for people who can and need help. She saw that there was a need with our African American students not taking the AP classes and not taking advantage of that opportunity.
It should be all students should be involved like I am. My research is to encourage students that look like me to be involved in AP classes so that they can have the same opportunities that I have been experiencing.
She's taken initiative of something that she sees as a problem, and she's figuring out a way to create a solution to that problem. And that's something that we don't see that often in young kids. They have ideas, but to actually go out and fulfill these ideas that they have and create a solution is amazing to me.
She can be very compassionate and thoughtful about things that are going on around her, and which drives her to do the community activities that she does. You know, and those are self-motivated things. Those are not things that we came up with for Maya. Maya chose the activities that she likes to participate in.
She is relentless in her pursuit of what she wants, of her knowledge, and what she offers other people. She's a joy to have in the classroom.
With my research project that I'm doing in AP Capstone, one of my hypotheses is that the differences in values of education amongst races is a contributing factor to their desire to participate in these advanced placement classes. It needs to change because it's 2018. We should not be discouraged to join anything. We should always have the same motivation and opportunities as anyone else.
She knows that no gesture is too small, and by lending a helping hand to her peers, she's truly triggering a snowball effect, and it's helping everyone here at Baker that is around her grow.
Well, everything starts with Maya, but it's not about Maya. Maya is all about helping everyone, looking for ways to reach out and help and do things to better the students of Baker High School.
While it starts with me, it should end with us.
We would like to take the opportunity to thank all of our award winners for a job well done. Oh, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Graduated from Baker and knew I wanted to go to the University of South Alabama and get a degree in physics, actually. I took the advanced placement classes at Baker, particularly in the sciences and the math, and was really able to compete with students from all over the state. And then when we went on to med school, I just continued to build on that foundation. I think the big anchor thing was to really help my study habits, and I was able to take those habits and take it to the next level.
The students at the Just4 Developmental Laboratory got a surprise recently. A visit from a former Miss Alabama. During a recent class project, one Just4 student, Carly McCants, chose to portray Kaylin Chapman James, the first African-American Miss Alabama and a Mobile County native. When James found out she wanted to come to the school to meet McCants and her class, so she did. Later, she presented McCants with a special gift and took pictures with the class. We'd like to thank you for joining us for this episode of Inside Education as we look into the classrooms of the Mobile County Public Schools. For these and other stories, please visit mcpss.com and the Mobile County Public Schools Facebook page, YouTube, or Twitter page. Have a great day, and remember, a well-educated mind can change the world.